A couple weeks ago, I was scrolling through my YouTube recommended when I discovered a new video going by the title Matchbox 2 Round 1. And if you've never seen Matchbox before, it doesn't look like anything special. There's no intro, no explanation, just hours of raw Minecraft footage. But I've already seen wifies go through Season 1, so I knew what this really was. And comparing Season 1 to what you're about to see in this video has to be the most confusing and strangest puzzle that I've ever come across. For the sake of the video's watchability, some of what you are going to see will be animated for the watching experience. Welcome to Matchbox.
Someone is dead and we need to figure out who did it.
If I shoot you, and you're lying about who you are, we win on the spot.
No matter how you slice it, it falls on you.
You just don't know when to stop lying, do you?
What? What are you even saying? I haven't seen anyone the entire round again.
Oh please. I haven't seen anyone either.
One of us has to be lying, so how about we just own up? Why don't you roll the dice and find out?
Because I know who the spark is. Clicking on the first video, our protagonist spawns in some kind of cave. He looks around, seemingly just exploring. He goes down the hallway into a kitchen before shortly heading back through the cave and entering the library, where he spots 3 other players upon his arrival. One of the players leaves instantly, and the other, while suspiciously getting closer to our protagonist, leaves slowly through the hallway and runs away as well, leaving only one other player in the library. That player introduces themselves as Is. Our protagonist responds with hello before being asked who he is, and responds with, I'd rather not say. Is replies with, fair enough, Lola. Is welcomes our protagonist to the game, asking if our protagonist knew how to play, with the response being, yeah. Is offers to show him around and explain that they have changed a few rules and updated the map. But wait, what actually is this game that they are playing, and what are the rules? Well, as explained in the now partially outdated video titled Matchbox Rules, the rules are as follows. 10-minute rounds, 7 players, 1 spark, 1 medic. The spark's job is to mark every other player without getting caught. You can only mark 1 player each round by right-clicking on a player with their open hand. At the end of the round, all players will receive blindness and will be immobilized, and the person marked by the spark that round will be eliminated, unless they were protected by the medic, which, just like the spark, can also mark players with their open hand. There are then meetings where the remaining players can discuss the events of that round. At the end of the meeting, players will get to vote for who they think the spark is. If the spark is voted out, the remaining players will split the cash prize of $1,000. However, if the spark kills all but 1 player, the spark takes home the grand prize. The twist is, just like the players in the game, we don't know who the spark is, and it's up to us to figure out with the 2 hours of footage that we have to solve the second season of Matchbox and find out who the spark is. Now that you understand the game, let's begin. So after Is offers to give a tour of the rest of the map and responding, sure, we are met with these rooms. The disco room, the jungle, the cave, the kitchen, the museum, the throne room, the end, the garden, and finally, the maze. After Is gives our protagonist, which we will just call P, the guided tour, P is prompted on any questions they may have, in which the response is, not really, but thank you. The 2 players then split their ways saying goodbye, leaving P all alone. Hesitant to go into the maze, he turns back to see if any player is approaching, and soon after, he's inflicted with blindness to indicate the end of the round. The meeting starts, and we're told that Is has died. The person that we have just spent pretty much the entire round with was, at some point, marked and killed. From the footage that we've seen so far, there's only 3 potential suspects on who could have killed Is: our protagonist P, and the other 2 players that we met briefly in the library. The only issue is, we don't know who those players are, and now comes the most important part of each round. The meeting. Now, the meeting footage is literally just a very long chat conversation, and so everything you're about to see is a voiced over animation that I created. So instead of having to look at a black screen with text, you'll see an animated version of that. Every line you hear from now is straight from the meeting chat.
Let me spell it out for you because I don't think you understand.
No, I don't think you understand, smart guy.
If I shoot you and you're lying about who you are, we win on the spot.
Okay, and I'm telling you, this is a massive waste of time.
I don't think so. The quicker we win, the quicker we get paid.
Listen, pal, I played these games before, you haven't. So let me spell it out for you. The rules have changed. You got 1 shot per game. That's it. Wasting it on me would be ridiculous.
Look, let's all just settle down, okay? There's no reason we need to be arguing right away. Someone is dead and we need to figure out who did it.
Ah, there it is. There's always some goody two-shoes that thinks he knows everything about the game. Spoiler alert, you don't.
And aren't you a charming fella? Sounds like we've got a killer right here.
What?
Well, someone so glum strikes me as a man that's gonna kill. Wouldn't you all agree? Gentlemen. And lady.
Who do you think you're?
Dice. Read my name tag, it's right above my head.
Know what? Why do I even play this game, you know? Spark or not, we could just vote him out. He's even worse than Snake.
Yes. Yes. Vote me out. After all, I could be the spark. Are you willing to roll the dice and find out?
Using your own name as a pun? Unbelievably corny.
Guys, arguing is not going to get us anywhere. No matter who you think it is, we all want to win the same prize pool. And we can only do that by working together. Anyone disagree? Good. So let's figure this out before the time runs out. Rose, did you get any information since we split out? Because I only really explored the maze.
No, not really. I kind of just wandered around the bottom area by the cave and kitchen. Saw a person here and there, but nothing special. 2 came in together into the cave at one point.
Good to know. How about you, Gecko? Do you know anything?
And the meeting ends here. Now no one gets voted out, but this meeting still gives us a lot to work with. The biggest thing is the rule change. Knife reveals that the players only get 1 shot per game. Now what he's referring to is the arrow that each player has for the crossbows. And so when someone gets hit by it, it shows the name tag above their head. In season 1, this arrow regenerated every single round, but in this season of Matchbox, each player only gets 1 shot for the entire game. Once it's used, you can't get it back. So when Snake threatens to use his arrow on Knife, that becomes way more important. Because at first, Snake wanting to shoot Knife sounds like a quick way to test him. But with only 1 arrow available, wasting it could completely ruin his chances later. And this argument between Snake and Knife isn't random either. You see, early in round 1, right when P accepted a tour from Ears, there was a vital piece of information that I conveniently left out. These signs. Now, these signs, when rearranged, says the following. Well, I'm just saying, if you're lying about who you are, tell me why on earth would I lie? You could be. Dude, are you stupid? Why don't I shoot you and find out? Why are we wasting our arrow? You're actually so stupid. You too, idiot. Now that matters because Ears is the person who died this round. And if we think back to who was around Ears at the time, we can start building our first real suspect list. Snake and Knife are immediately suspicious because of their argument. The argument that directly matches what we saw on the signs. But we also can't completely ignore P, because P was with Ears for a large part of the round. Ears was the one showing him around, taking him through different areas, and introducing him to the map. But at any point, P could have right-clicked on Ears and we wouldn't even know. The only possible flaw is if Ears was marked within the first 30 seconds of the round or the last minute, which is the only time where we didn't see or speak to Ears. Now, although we still don't have a confirmed killer, we do now have a good starting point, but we still don't have enough information to say for sure, so the only way forward is to watch round 2. Our protagonist spawns in the disco room. He runs into the hallway and into the museum in which he begins to admire the dinosaurs for some weird reason. Regardless, our player jumps down from the platform and runs down to the library as well. As he gets there, he looks around. Seeing that no one is around, he parkours on top of some bookshelves. He checks one more time to see if anyone's coming before jumping down behind it, presumably waiting for someone to walk by. And he does, for about a minute before someone walks into the library. He cautiously waits for the player to go into the museum, and once he does, he slowly follows the player. Still following, the player goes into another hallway, As we get closer, our protagonist jumps down and turns the corner. And no one is there. Boo. Who are you? I'm Rose. Now, our protagonist places down a sign saying that he's north, which is a blatant lie. Rose asks why P is following her and replies saying, I don't really know, lol. Well, if you're the spark, I'm already dead, so I'm going to assume you aren't. After P states that he's not, Rose and P agree to watch each other's backs and create a plan to watch anyone who walks in from above the trees. With P and Rose now trusting each other, they slowly go up the trees and start traversing through each one. Now our protagonist then raises a good strategy. He places down a sign saying that they should create a signal in case one of us gets swapped. Oh yeah, that's the one thing I forgot to mention. The Spark has a very special ability that allows him to swap with a random player by pressing G every 2 minutes. And to create a signal, we're very smart, as if the other player doesn't follow the signal, we would know that they were swapped with the Spark. The signal in this case is the following. If I flash my axe, you should flash your arrow. Rose says okay. With the signal now in place, all they gotta do is just survive. And so they wait. After a little time, P finally introduces himself as Gecko, admitting that he was lying, and which Rose seems to be okay with. And so Gecko and Rose continue waiting. And after a little time, Gecko then does the signal. And she didn't do it back. Now there are only 2 possible explanations. 1, she misunderstood the signal, or 2, the person that we are looking at is the Spark. Now Gecko, realizing this, he pulls out his crossbow. He then loads it. He aims it at the back of his head, but he doesn't shoot. Now uncertain on what to do, Gecko keeps a close eye on this person, and then eventually just confronts this player. Rose? Yeah? Who do you think the Spark is? Good question. I'm not really sure. I think that knife is a little hostile, but I don't know if that makes him the Spark. Right. What about you? What do you mean? Who do you think the Spark is? In the final moments of the round, Gecko places down a sign slowly writing Y-O-U. Guys, I know who the Spark is.
Whoa, what the hell? I just got swapped and shot. Weirdest thing ever. Sorry about that, Gecko. You were saying?
Gecko, you said you knew who it was.
Well, I thought I did.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it back in time. I got swapped deep into the maze. I was trying to come back as fast as I could.
That's okay, just... Dice, you got swapped?
Yeah. 1 second I was just chilling admiring the library. And the next second I'm getting shot in the back.
What a life you've led, huh?
What can I say? The universe must have favorites. I didn't pick this life. It picked me.
So Gecko, wait, what were you saying at the start?
Well, I was with Rose in the jungle, and then the next second she gets swapped away, and I don't know what to do.
Just shoot the guy, dumbass.
Well, I mean, I just thought that,
Rookie mistake.
Come on, Snake, let him finish. What happened, Gecko?
Well, I shot him, but I guess I waited too long because he swapped again?
And you know this how?
Well, when I shot him, that's his name appeared.
The one and only.
But Dice said he got swapped last second.
Exactly, my lady. Our tricky little Spark here swapped me in right before Gecko could shoot him. Unfortunately, framing me in the process.
And we're supposed to just take your word for it. Seems like a pretty easy lie to make if you ask me. You're the Spark, and never swapped away.
Well, that's quite the accusation, isn't it?
Rose, you were for sure swapped, right?
Yeah, into the maze.
So let's for a second assume that Dice is telling the truth. How does this all result in Knife dying?
Well, now that you mention it, that is a little odd.
Has anyone seen Knife at all this round?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Well, one of us has to be lying, so how about we just own up? Tough crowd.
Well, if it helps, I was exploring the left side of the map by the maze and I didn't see anyone. Snake, where were you?
The right side. Interestingly, exactly where Mr. Flamboyant was. Yet, I didn't see him at all.
Wow, that's funny because I saw you.
Did you now?
Nope, you got me.
To the Spark listening, for all our sakes, mark this guy next.
You know, Snake, I'd be careful what you wish for. Karma has a way of catching up to you.
Now this meeting leaves us in a really weird spot, because somehow, even though Gecko has shot Dice, we still can't say for sure that Dice is the Spark. Which sounds stupid, I know, because his name literally appeared when Gecko shot him, but because of the swap mechanic, this round suddenly becomes way more complicated than it should be. Now Dice says he got swapped at the last second, and honestly, as suspicious as that sounds, the timing does actually work. Now as we know, the Spark can swap every 2 minutes, so it is possible that Dice was just in the worst place at the worst time and got swapped directly into Gecko's shot. But that is also the issue, because if Dice is the Spark, this is literally just a perfect excuse. So right now Dice is suspicious to the max, but not confirmed. And the main thing we need to understand is that this only works if 2 swaps have happened. The first swap definitely happened. Rose was swapped away, otherwise Dice's name would have never appeared. The question is, when did the Spark swap with Rose? Because I think I found the exact moment that the swap happened. Now I want you to pay close attention because I'm going to play this video twice. All I'm going to say is just watch the right side of the screen. Now it's a little hard to spot because it is only literally a couple of frames, but as you can see right there, the player suddenly uncrouches and then crouches again immediately. Now at first this might not look like anything, but remember how Rose was moving before this. Rose was basically crouched the entire time and only really stopping when they were placing signs. So why for just a split second does this player suddenly stand up and crouch again? Now to me this looks like the Spark swapping into Rose's position while standing still, realizing where he is and then crouching instantly so Gecko doesn't notice. And if that is true, then this is what probably happened. The Spark marked Knife early. He then ran away, probably went deep into the maze, pressed G and swapped with Rose, who is now standing in the jungle with Gecko. Gecko then does the signal, in which the Spark messes it up. Gecko gets suspicious, he then loads his crossbow, and in the final seconds of the round he turns around, shoots, and the name that appears is Dice. Which means for Dice to be telling the truth, the Spark had to swap again right before Gecko fired. So Rose gets swapped away first, taking Rose's place. Then right before Gecko shoots, Dice gets pulled into the jungle from the library. Gecko shoots Dice, in which Dice's name appears, and the Spark escapes. However, that still does not clear Dice, because everything Dice says could be true or it could be the best lie possible, and that's what makes this round so annoying. The evidence points directly at Dice, but because of the swap mechanic, it does give him a way out. Now Dice is easily our biggest suspect, and Rose is pretty much clear because of the swap that we know happened. But with over an hour of footage left, we don't really need to jump to conclusions just yet. And believe it or not, the story only gets stranger from here. And I think I'm gonna let the story speak for itself. I'm the spark. Who are you? Dice. Why would you tell me that? I was thinking I'm sure I could win this game on my own. But do I really want to chance it? How about this? We work together to get everyone out. You vouch for me, and then we can split the $1,000 50-50 after I win. Why don't I just tell everyone and vote you out now? Well, then you only get $200. Seems like a wise deal to me. Not to mention, who's going to believe you? So I hope you win and we split the money 500-500. You got it. Okay, I'm in. And just so I know, who actually are you? You don't know? Gecko. Perfect, Gecko. I'll see you in the meeting. And just like that, Gecko is now on the Sparks team. Hi, Gecko. Hi. What's up? Just trying to find a place to hide, lol. I'm North. Well, welcome. I was just telling Rose I can show you around the maze if you guys want. I found a secret room in the center. We can hide there for sure. Okay. And so Rose and Gecko follow North. But Gecko still has his suspicions. Wait, can we trust him? Yeah, he seems trustworthy. Seems. It's fine. You guys coming? Yeah. And with that, they continue following North into the maze. Here we are. So North, who do you think it is? Honestly, I'm not sure. Could be Snake, I think. Or Dice. Yeah, Dice is a mystery. I was also a little sus of Gecko, to be honest. Because you were quiet. Nothing personal. Yeah, that's fair. But you seem alright to me now. Yeah, Gecko isn't bad. So with that tension cleared, at least for the moment, Gecko and the others start keeping watch, waiting to see if anyone else enters the maze. But then, the round ends, and no one has died.
Oh my god, guys! I got marked!
What?
Really?
But you're still alive, which can only mean one thing. The medic is among us. Anyone wanna own up?
Rose, you were with me pretty much the entire time, right?
Yes, I was.
Well, I don't want to say it, but I think it could be Gecko.
What?
Gecko, I was with Rose almost the entire round. We didn't see anybody else until you showed up. And now all of a sudden she gets marked. I don't know who else it could possibly be.
Rose, you don't think I'd mark you, right?
Well, it is a little weird.
You don't think you could have possibly marked you and not me? I don't get why you believe him here.
Guys.
Gecko, listen. Even if I could have marked Rose that round, there was no way I marked either Knife or Iz in the previous round. I only saw Rose round 1, and spent both rounds exploring the maze.
Yeah, but we don't know that. Nobody knows where Knife was at all last round.
And Iz, last I remember you spent the entire second half of the round with him. Not to mention I took you to that secret room in the maze. There's no way I could do that without studying it the last 2 rounds. No matter how you slice it, it falls on you.
Rose, tell him.
Guys.
There's nothing to tell here, Gecko. It's you.
Well, North, you're forgetting a crucial point here.
And what would that be?
She was also saved, meaning someone she ran into was also the medic.
Well, here's where things get interesting. You've put our friend North in a not so fun situation, Snake. It's very possible, dare I say likely, that Northy here is the medic. Obviously, he would know that he saved her, and Gecko didn't. But he can't say that, can he? If he does admit to being the medic, he's putting a target on his back for the world to see. He's way better off just implying it. But you calling him out on that fact now forces him to address it and confirm he's the medic. Something I suspect the killer would do to get the medic to expose themselves. Am I right? Or am I right? But I digress. No, if I'll bail you out here, there's no way it was Gecko.
How?
In the last round, Rose got swapped away from Gecko, and I got swapped in front of him. That physically couldn't happen if Gecko was the spark.
You're right. I'm sorry, Gecko, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
It's fine.
Guys. North and Gecko were not the only 2 people I saw that round. I'm pretty sure I saw everyone. I ran into someone in the library after I spawned in the cave and then again in the museum. Any one of them could have marked me.
Well, that doesn't really narrow our options.
I was in the library.
And I was in the museum.
I take it no one was swapped?
Nope.
Nope. And if you were paying attention, Dice, this also means any one of us could be the medic.
Spot on, my friend. The mystery continues.
Well, the obvious question here is this person really Dice? Or someone pretending to be Dice? And how do they manage to mark Rose? Now, unfortunately, with the footage we've seen so far, we can't really know for sure. And Gecko? Is he really working with the spark? Now, these are questions that I can't really answer at the moment, but I have a feeling that round 4 will. Now this time Gecko spawns in the kitchen, in which he then heads over to the museum and spots a player. Whoever that may be. Regardless, he then heads back over to the throne room. And after a little waiting, a person runs over to Gecko. Thought I'd find you here. Well, listen, I have an idea. Rose needs to go. Why? Well, she is confirmed innocent ever since that annoying medic saved her. Why don't we just kill the medic then? I would if I knew who it was. In the meantime though, Rose is guaranteed to be safe, so we need her gone. What do you want me to do about it? She trusts you, right? Sure. I want you to lure her in for me. What? Go find her for me and lure her somewhere far. Far away from every other player. Then with 3 minutes left in the round, I'll start swapping. Once I swap with you, I'll be alone with her. And I can handle it from there. Aren't swaps random? That's why I'll do it with 3 minutes left. That way I could swap twice. And hopefully one of those times is you. If not, we could try again next round. Close one, wasn't it? What if I don't want to kill her? remind you we had a deal? Or would you rather I mug you right now? I'll do it. Perfect. I'll see you later. Wait. How do I know your dice? Well, I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. It's a shame you don't have your arrow anymore, isn't it? You already shot me once. Toodles. And with that, Gecko is tasked to find Rose and lead her away from everyone. And so, Gecko goes looking for her. He first checks the jungle, even going up on the trees, and she isn't here. He goes into the disco room, and again, she isn't here. But eventually, he walks into the library. Now Gecko does the signal that he established to Rose in round 2, and the player did it back. Gecko has found Rose. Gecko. Hi. I'm glad it's you and not anyone else. What are you doing? Just hiding. I imagine the Spark will want to kill me now that I've been saved once. Yeah. If you want, I know a spot where no one can find us. Sure. Take me? Yeah. And so, Gecko leads her away. And eventually goes inside the maze. Then after a little time, they get to the spot, which is clear that Gecko freestyled. This is it? Yeah. Well, it's not much, but you're right. There's no way someone finds us. And with the running guilt, he apologizes. I'm sorry, Rose. For what? The swap was complete, and Rose's death was inevitable. And in the last minute of the round, Gecko went to the corner until the round finished.
Rose? Gecko, did you see her at all?
No, I didn't.
Crap. I'll be honest, I don't know much here. I spawned in the cave and traced the path through the museum into the jungle. Then out of nowhere I was swapped into the greenhouse. But I remember when I got back to the jungle to shoot someone, no one was there anymore.
Darn, that slippery Spark.
Dice, did you see anything?
Not really, no. I spawned in the garden and spent most of the round exploring the maze. So I didn't see anyone.
Gecko?
I was in the kitchen at the start, and then walked to the throne room from there.
And then?
I hid on the throne the entire round.
Really came to play, huh?
Snake?
I spawned in the disco and went to the library. I was hoping to catch someone in the cave and crossbow them, but no one showed up.
You wanted to shoot someone?
Well, the idea was they'd run at Met first, but yes, I did.
So nobody saw anybody else? Well, we know Gecko can't be the spark, right? So I believe his story. So for me that leaves either Dice or Snake.
Well, I can help with that. I know it's not me. So, Snake, you got something to tell us?
It's Dice.
What?
What?
Oh, is it now?
What the? Gecko, what did I ever do to you?
Gecko, why is it Dice?
He promised me last round that if I helped him win the game, he split the money with me 50-50.
Now it's all starting to make sense.
Are you kidding me? I literally have never done that.
Gecko, you said yes?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't want Rose to be out. I liked playing with her. Dice told me to lure her deep into the maze, and he'd swap me and kill her.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah? I have no idea what you're talking about. Gecko, I didn't even talk to you last round. What are you even saying?
Are you saying Gecko made this up, Dice?
What? Yes, clearly he is.
I'm not lying, I swear.
Gecko, you know it can't be me, because I was randomly stopped in front of you that one time you shot me. Why are you just blatantly lying here? Unless...
I don't want to lie anymore, Dice. I'm done. I don't care about the money. I'll split the $300 if we vote you out right now. But I'm not gonna let Rose's killer get away with it.
You are such an idiot. I just don't understand. You're clear. Why would you so obviously lie? Gecko, you said I told you I was the spark?
You did, Dice. You know you did.
No, I did not. Gecko, have you ever once considered that maybe it wasn't me? That someone just wanted to frame me? Someone like Snake?
Tell me, how did I know it would come to this? You just don't know when to stop lying, do you? You think I would go and lie to Gecko that you're the spark?
That's the only possible explanation. I know I'm innocent. And if Gecko is confirmed innocent, and he thinks it's me, then the only possible way is if you're the spark, and you've been acting as me the entire time.
Gecko, could it possibly be Snake?
I mean, I guess so.
It has to be.
Listen, there's still 4 of us. I don't think we should vote anyone out. If 2 rounds go by and the spark doesn't mark someone, then they lose, so we're better off waiting. Voting someone out here will only make it worse. If we work together, we can solve this.
Now this is going to be one of the most important rounds yet, so pay close attention.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm North.
Gecko.
Okay, thank goodness. Oh my god.
Now throughout this entire conversation, you will hear faint footsteps outside this room. Now the sounds come from the right and not behind us, where North is. Which means that there is a third person somewhere in this maze. You're gonna hide out here?
Yeah, that's the plan. What about you?
Honestly, I was hoping I'd run into you. I'll hide here with you and listen out for anyone. What should we do if someone finds us?
Run for it.
Okay, just in case we get swapped. If I ever flash an axe, you flash your arrow, okay?
Gotcha. Who are you?
Gecko.
I just got swapped. I'm North. I was just swapped here. Gecko, who were you with? Because they were the spark.
Whoever it was said they were also you. Though I figured something like this might happen.
Damn it.
What do we do now? Can you shoot him?
I could try.
North, huh?
Dude, where is everyone hiding this game?
Would you look at that? The Spark outs himself for us right here. Well, Gecko, it's up to you. I know it's not me, and you're clear.
Excuse me? I haven't seen anyone the entire round again.
Oh, please. I haven't seen anyone either. This is a stalemate. It's all up to Gecko, unless he takes that bribe that you gave him.
What bribe? I never offered Gecko anything. I'm starting to realize you set me up. You painted me as the spark, didn't you?
Come on now, you can drop the act. I know it's you.
And I know it's you.
Exactly. It's up to Gecko.
Guys, I don't know what to do. Snake, where were you that round?
The jungle.
And Dice, where were you?
Everywhere, looking for anyone.
Funny story, showman.
Quite the predicament we found ourselves in, huh, fellas? Listen, Gecko, it's clearly not you. That much is certain. So, what do you say? Me or Snake? It's a 50-50. Why don't you roll the dice and find out?
I know the Sparkers.
Oh?
Snake, do you still have your arrow?
Yeah.
Dice?
Yes?
Okay, well, one of you doesn't. Last round was Spark short North, so whichever one of you doesn't have an arrow is the killer.
Well, that's great and all, but we can't prove that now, can we?
No, but you don't have to. Nobody vote for anyone this round. We skip voting this time, and then I'll see next round who still has an arrow or not. And whoever doesn't have the arrow, we just vote for them.
And what makes you think the Spark won't just mark someone in that time?
Because they can't.
And why not?
Because I'm the medic.
Brilliant! Why, Gecko, you're a genius. The Spark can't mark anyone, because if they don't mark Gecko, he can just save whoever they mark. So, for the next 10 minutes, everyone is effectively immortal.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll meet up in the museum with 3 minutes left, and everyone will spread out to one of the far corners. Only on my signal, I will reveal who I am by placing a sign. Then, whoever has an arrow should load their crossbow. I will leave a sign with a code word that only they can see, and then in the meeting, whoever says the code word has to be the person with the arrow. And then we vote out the Spark together.
Sounds good to me.
Now there are so many things wrong with this round. For instance, how the hell did North miss his arrow against the person who walked in? A person, by the way, who was standing still. And why didn't Gecko use the arrow the instant that he picked it up? Now unfortunately, they couldn't make it easy and save North for the final round for an easy vote off. And I may have a theory which I'm going to save for the next round, because maybe, just maybe, we will find out the answer soon enough. With Gecko's potentially genius plan, we still have one last round to watch. Our last hope to figure out who the Spark is. You're kidding me. About 2 minutes later, and he's finally out of the maze. All he has to do now is survive until the end of the round.
Hey there, Gecko.
Hey, Gecko.
You won't tell me who you are?
I'm Gecko.
Well, so am I.
I'm Gecko. Now with the round coming to a close, the final phase of the plan is set. Everything comes down to this moment. As soon as Gecko sees one of the two load their crossbow, all he's got to do is show them the code word. And so with the person on the left loading their crossbow, it is now time to set the final phase in motion. And with everything that's happened so far, from Gecko accepting to work with the Spark, to Rose's betrayal, everything comes down to this final moment. This plan now falls all on Gecko to survive. And so, with about a minute left until the round ends, and with the Spark directly behind him, the chase begins. And that's the end. There is no final meeting. Gecko is assumed to have been marked, the Spark wins, and we are never officially told who it was. So now it's our job to figure it out. And my theory starts with the most confusing round of the entire season. Round 5. Because round 5 has confused a lot of people. A lot of people have been debating whether this player was North or whether this player was North. And honestly, I get why. Because with the swap mechanic, this round becomes a complete mess to follow. and I think it's crucial to understand what it is that possibly could have happened in this round. And I think I figured it out. The person we met at the beginning of the round was the Spark. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Because if this really was North, then why would North lie about being swapped? It just doesn't make sense. Now, this player claims they were swapped, but the more I think about it, the less that actually works. Because remember, earlier when I pointed out the faint footsteps outside the room, those footsteps actually matter. Because that means there were 3 people in the maze, 2 inside the room, 1 outside the room, and 1 person somewhere else on the map. So let's just for a second say that this player actually is North and he really did get swapped. Well, where did he get swapped from? If he swapped from outside the room, then he would know that the Spark was still nearby. And if he swapped from somewhere else on the map, then he should have said where he came from. But he doesn't. That is not how North has acted previously. North usually explains himself, he says where he was, what path he took, and what happened to him. But in the most important round of the game, suddenly he just says nothing? Which just feels wrong, so here's what I think actually happened. The real North was the player outside the room, and the person Gecko was with was never North. It was the Spark. And that makes the shooting scene look completely different, because the player on the right is supposed to be North, and the player on the left walks in. But if my theory is right, the player on the right is actually the Spark, and the player on the left is the real North. So when the player on the right shoots at North, they miss. But look at the shot. North is basically standing still. Like, this is not someone sprinting away, this is not some impossible moving shot. He is right there. So tell me, how does someone miss a shot this easy? To me, this looks intentional. Because if the Spark actually hits North, then North's name appears. And if North's name appears on the player standing on the left, then the person on the right has just exposed themselves. Because you gotta remember, the person on the right is claiming to be North. So the Spark can't hit him. He has to miss. And then North shoots at Gecko and misses too, but that one kinda makes sense because Gecko actually moves away. So yes, both shots miss, but this one just feels strange. The player on the right missed a basically free shot, and once you see it like that, the whole thing changes. Now Dice says he was running around looking for people, and honestly I kind of believe him here, because if the real North was the person who walked in from the left, then Dice's story doesn't break the round. The fake swap story does. Which means Dice might not be the one lying, and it actually might be Snake. Because when you go back to round 1, it starts to fit even more. When Ears died, the only people we really know Ears was around were Gecko, Knife, and Snake. Well, Knife is dead, and Gecko can't be the Spark because of what happened with the swaps in round 2. So that only leaves Snake. Now yes, there is technically a way this could be wrong. Ears could have been marked right at the beginning of round 1 or right at the end. But the beginning of the round was most likely taken up by the sand interaction we saw in that round, and the only people around Ears there were Snake and Knife. And the ending? I just don't see why the Spark would wait until the final seconds to mark Ears, especially when Ears was with Gecko for most of the round. So when you put all of this together, round 5 starts making sense, Dice's story starts making sense, Ears' death starts making sense, and it all points to one player, Snake. Now obviously this is still a theory, we are never actually told what the Spark was, but from everything we've seen, this is the explanation that makes the most sense to me. So I do think that the Spark was Snake. But what do you guys think? I'll leave the original channel in the description so you can go through the footage yourself and come up with your own theory. But for now, I rest my case. I really enjoyed making this video, and I definitely want to make more ARG content in the future, and who knows, maybe I will even cover Matchbox Season 3 whenever that comes out. So if you come across any weird ARG channels or mystery channels or just anything like this, then send them my way. You can either email me, which you can find in the description of this video, or just leave the channel in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, then a like and sub really does help more than you think, and if you change your mind later, you can always unsubscribe. This has been Peaks, and until next time, peace.